All right. Thank y'all for joining in. I decided to make a blog tonight in reference to the Seattle Seahawks and their plan on whether they want to move forward with Marshawn Lynch at the end of this season or whether they want to re-sign him. Um, my question is to the viewers is, what do you think should happen? And would it be the smart thing, at least for the Seattle fans as well, such as myself, whether we have Christian Michael as the backup and Robert Turbin? Do you really think that these running backs are capable next year of carrying the workload that Marshawn Lynch is currently doing for the team? Now, my thing is this. It's nothing against these two guys. I think they are incredible running backs, but from a leadership standpoint, from a pass protection standpoint, from a overall setting the tone, setting the stage, the complete representation and the complete makeup of what this team and the team's identity truly is, it all starts with Marshawn, man. There was a lot of speculation at the beginning of the season, whether Marshawn was going to return and he was holding out and he wanted more money. But my thing is this. I mean, look at this man production. I mean, numbers don't lie. And based off of what I've seen just in the last 4 years alone with this guy production, I mean, you can make an argument that he's arguably put up some of the better numbers that we've seen in NFL history over a 4 year span of a running back. So if the question came down to me and I had to decide on whether the Seattle Seahawks, Pete Carroll and John Snyder should re-sign this man back, there's no fucking question about it. I mean, and then I look at this year. Most players I've seen in recent history, especially in the last couple of years, when there was contract disputes, whether there was a disgruntlement based off of the player felt that he was worth this much and that he should receive this much and that, holding out because he didn't get this money, they came to a general consensus. They upgraded this man contract and gave him an additional $1.5 million. But shit, let's keep it real. I mean, he went from making 5 to 6.5, and that included incentives and endorsements. But based on the statistics this year alone, he has superseded that production on the football field. Now, let's not get caught up in all of this media, propaganda, and all of this extra shit that really we're trying to redefine whether Marshawn is. Marshawn gonna be who he is. Ain't no change in that. That's what he does. That's who his image is. That's who his perception is. It's not going to change. And me personally, I don't give a rat's ass what he does off the field, as long as he's producing on the field. And then not to mention, he's a representation of himself. I mean, you got to look at the man upbringing from where he came from and where he is right now. Growing up in the streets of Oakland, then getting to where he at right now. Not everybody is a media person. You know what I'm saying? Can't everybody be like Sherm? Can't everybody be like Michael Bennett? Can't everybody be like Doug Baldwin? Guys who love to talk on the camera and love to be seen and love to actually, you know what I'm saying, speak about their attributes and speak about what they contribute to the team. That's not Marshawn. Marshawn is who he is, and that's why he made the statement about that action boss, because that shit is real. Like, that's really what he is. So my thing is this, viewers. Do you think that it would be wise that Pete Carroll and John Schneider re-sign this man? I just read an article most recently. I forgot what the website was. It could be Pro Football. I'm not sure, but basically they referenced that Ian Rappaport from NFL Network came out and reported that the Seahawks are definitely trying to re-sign Marshawn Lynch in the offseason based on how he's, overdid his production based on this year. 1,300 yards, a total of 1,648 from the line of scrimmage. Now, my thing is this. When I evaluate a running back, because I played running back myself in high school and in college, I wasn't a D1 athlete, but I have a fine understanding of the game. I'm now currently a high school football coach. So I'm in a position where I can really assess and look at a player's skill set. I look at Marshawn Lynch at age 28, and I look at the wear and tear on his body that people saying, yeah, he had the back injuries, and, running backs get nicked up because you got to look at the way his style of play is on the football field. But when I reevaluate and I look at this man game, I don't see no flaws in this man's game. Now let's start from the ground game. Not to mention, the man runs with a tenacious aggression that I've never seen from a running back in this generation. We ain't talking about the Earl Campbells and the Jerome Bettis, the dudes from generations before. We talking about right now, from a physicality standpoint, the way this man sets the tone on the field, his pad leverage, the way he's able to make instinctive juke moves at the line of scrimmage, the way he's able to shift through the crowd and understand, you know what I'm saying, what defenders are doing, anticipating tackles before they come to him, his pad leverage, you know what I'm saying, his vision, and then him understanding blocking schemes and blocking concepts. You can't, when you factor those factors in, not to mention the man is an A1 pass protector with Russell. And then the chemistry that he has with Russell. You know what I'm saying? He makes Russell better on the ground than Russell really is. Russell was never a scrambler like that in NC State or Wisconsin. If you don't believe me, you can go put the fucking highlight tapes on and look at Russell. He never scrambled like that. So the fact that Darrell Bevel was able to incorporate the read option with these two, then he was able, by doing that, he could utilize Russell's full potential. You know, beast mode just made him that much better over the span of the last 3 years since Russell's been in the league. So I factor into those things. Not to mention, I factor in the man, not to mention, is his energy. The energy that he creates for the team. What he's able to do, and how the defense, which is so predicated on aggression, speed, and quickness, they feed off of this man. They feed off of his energy. And when he's successful, the whole entire fucking team is successful. You know what I'm saying? The tape don't lie. So I factor into those things. Then I factor in a running back who understands situational purposes. You know what I mean? Understand when he needs to make a play. Understand when the team needs him the most, and how he's matured as a running back over these last 4 years that he's been great in Seattle. I mean, just look at the tape. Look at what the adjustments that he's able to make and the plays that he makes in critical situations when the team needs him the most. It's just crazy. Dating from all the way back to the Beastquake. You know what I'm saying? Then looking at last year, how we was down at halftime versus the 49ers in NFC Championship game. This man come out, make that run, and then from that point on, we never fucking look back in the game. Then most recently, in the NFC Championship game versus the Green Bay Packers, that run that he did at the end of the game. I mean, you could see the momentum shifting as he started to get going. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it from that standpoint. And the last thing I look at it for, he has for sure hands. He's elevated his game from the backfield. He's catching out the backfield, you know, the screen game, you know what I'm saying? That utilizing them in wheel routes, angle routes, anything that you create concept-wise for a running back to get the ball in his hand, he's there. Spot passes. I mean, he could do it all. So my question is to the Seattle Seahawks fans and to the fans out here that understands and loves the game of football, you know, would this be a great thing? I know the majority of you are going to say yes, but let's look at the alternatives. Let's look at the both ways. Let's look and see that, you know, Christian Michael, who is a phenomenal running back, I believe is going to be great, still has pass blocking issues. Like Robert Turbin, I think he's a more north-south guy, doesn't have really good vision, but when you need him in situations, he's a good 2-minute drill back. He's in a 2-minute drill package for us, and then also he has really good hands as far as catching the ball, and he doesn't fumble. That's a good thing. So we have versatility at the running back position, but it's still not quite beast mode. So viewers, when you watch this, I want you to give me feedback and let me know exactly what you think how we should move in the future. And as far as the running back position, as far as beast mode goes, and just share some of your thoughts and comments. I'm going to actually start doing a mini blog series, and you know, this is the first one that I really wanted to put out there. So give me some feedback, let me know what you think, and if this works out, you know what I mean. So appreciate it. Look forward to hearing from y'all. Stay tuned, man.